So, hello and welcome to this episode of VIT Today's The Next Step. Today we have with us Amisha Gupta. She's currently working as a software development engineer at JP Morgan Chase. She happens to be a 2020 graduate from VIT Vellore in the field of computer science. So good to have you, Amisha. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So, we'll start the interview.
Yeah, sure.
So my first question is placement. So what do you think is the ideal time for a person to start preparing for them?
There is no as such perfect time or ideal time to start. Like some people just directly dig into coding as soon as they join VIT. Some take time, explore. So I think there is no as such ideal time. Everyone has their interest. But for first year student, I think there are a lot of opportunities in VIT. So many club chapters. So you should just explore what are your interests, what you want to do, and what you want to do in your next 4 years. So you can just explore it, but yeah, you can concentrate your on academics because it is as important to be having a decent, no, I'll not say that you have 9.5 or something like that, but to have a decent CGPA because it does matter for placements. So you can concentrate on academics. For coding, I think I started very late, and that was a very big mistake that I did.
Okay, so my first question is that what is the ideal time for an individual? Suppose he's in their first year. What is the ideal time to start? If for a company like suppose JPMC, if they want to reach there, when do they start?
I don't think there's such an ideal time to start because some people directly start in their first semester to they just want to do coding. Some explore things in VIT like chapters and clubs. So it depends on the person. But I think in first year you should just explore. There are so many opportunities VIT is offering. So you should just explore, find your interest because it does help in your personality development, and you can concentrate on academics because CGPA also helps in a bit because like for getting into that company there will be a cutoff or something, so it does help. So just concentrate on the academics. For the coding perspective, I think from second or third year it will be enough to start from the basics so that you have that flow. You'll not feel like in the fourth year that, oh, I have to start everything from the zero level. So I think just for to maintain that flow you can start it in second third year, and yeah, that is enough, that will be enough, I guess.
So building on the previous question, what do you think is more important? Having the high aim from the start, or just going with the flow and just grabbing opportunities as they come?
So actually, I didn't aim for like I had the high aim that I want a super dream only or I can't take a dream company. It was mostly like whatever opportunity I'll get, I'll go for it. We will see. I was aiming on that because when JP Morgan came, it didn't say that we'll take people from hackathon. They just said that we are coming for hackathon and whoever want to apply, just apply. So I just applied it, like let's see what happens. I'll just go there, see what how process works and all. So a lot of people missed the chance just because they thought that it's not for placement or something. So I was always like whatever opportunity I'm getting, I'll go for it, because being aware about the opportunities and knowing how to grab them is as equal important as the having the skills and all. So I and also I was like, if I get a dream offer, there is nothing bad in it. I can always sit for super dream, so why to miss that opportunity which I'm already getting? So I went for the opportunities.
Okay. So my next question is, how important are internships in terms of like generally building a resume and also like learning new things? And also, what
uh,
kind of things can one expect through these internships? Like, what kind of experience can you walk away with?
from internship.
Yeah.
So yeah, so whatever we study in VIT or whatever skills we learn and how an organization works, it's very different. Like if you are learning a DBMS, for example, and if you are learning a SQL query, so it's very different how they apply it and how we apply it in projects. So you learn how in real time we work, how real time that your knowledge, how you can apply in a real time process or in an organization. And also if you're doing a internship through VIT or off campus in a very good organization, so there's a lot of chance of getting PPO. So when you get a PPO, you are out of that placement process, or of that pressure or all that. So getting internship and getting a PPO from that is like a very good thing. Before, you don't have to sit for placements, right, for that, if you get a PPO. So in that way, internship is good. And also for the learning process, if you are doing an internship and you're doing a project, and you write that project in your resume, so because you did all that in VIT. Like, we just don't do a whole project by our own, right? So if you're doing internship, then you can easily explain to an interviewer what all you did and what are your experiences. So that way it helps.
Okay. So following up on that, like people have this thing of going for huge internships, like in big companies like Microsoft, JP Morgan Chase. So, but
Yeah.
it's very tough to get that. So, is it a big deal if you don't get it, and if you get it in some other company? Is that, does that make a big difference, or is it fine?
Even I didn't do internship anyway in any big organization. So it makes a difference when you're getting a PPO. So in that way, it makes a big deal. But just for like, if two persons are going for interview and one has done internship in a big and you haven't done, so you think that, oh, he'll get that job just because he has done internship. It doesn't work like that. People mostly do it so that they can write a project in the resume and they can explain it. So that's the main reason that people, other than people, that's the main reason that people do internship for. So I think, if you haven't done it, then it's fine. You can write project, whatever you have done, whatever you are in, like, comfortable with, or whatever concept So because if whatever you are writing in your resume, they will ask questions from that only. If a project is about DSA, so you should know all the concepts related to that, because they can ask questions from anywhere. It's not like the only project thing they will ask. So people do go for internship for a project, but if you haven't, it's fine. You can write any project. Just make sure that you know everything about that, and you are really like, all the concepts about that. So that is very important. It's not like if you haven't done it, then you'll not get the job, or it doesn't make that big difference.
Okay, so the third year, fourth year phase for college students is especially very tough because you have a huge dilemma. Like, what do you want to do in the future? Either you sit for placements, either you pursue MS, or you go for an MBA. So,
Yeah.
like, did you face anything like this? And how do you like decide?
No, I didn't face anything like that, because I was pretty sure that I have to sit for placements. I came to VIT because of their placement, like the placement offers they give. So that's the main reason I came to VIT. So also, if they are offering such nice opportunities, so I just wanted to grab one. I didn't want to leave it. So I didn't have that. But yeah, I thought when I started coding, I had that thought that if I want to do this whole my life, if I can do this, like, I want to continue this as like my profession my whole life, or like I want to do it next 40 years, something like that. But you can always figure it out after 1 or 2 years by joining a company, and then, if you like it or not like it. So I was like, I'll go for it. And if I will not like, and I just can't do it, then I will change it. But for now, I'm taking that opportunity that VIT is offering.
So you were pretty clear, but how do you think, like, suppose, what do you think people can do to gauge what they want to do in the future? How do you think like a student can just decide what's best for them?
um Yeah, so let's say if you are a computer science engineer, computer science student, and you are not liking it at all, like you are just like, I can't do coding at all. I am not interested in, and I just don't find it interesting. So you can find an alternative career, like for an MBA, you can go for non-technical side, or for management side, you can explore those things. So that way, it's very personal. If you are liking it or not, if you're not interested, then just for the sake of doing, you can't do it will be waste. So better find in which you're interested. I wasn't like that. I just can't, I don't want to do it, or I just hate it. I wasn't like that. So I think that's how I decided.
So my next question is like, people usually when they see you somewhere, they just see where you're at right now. They don't see the whole
Yeah.
journey behind it. So I just want to ask you that obviously the 4 years of college wasn't all like easy. It wasn't a straight path. It had a lot of difficulties, obstacles. So how do you like cope with that? So it's not always success. It's all failure also mixed with a little success. So how do you know get back on track, dust yourself off?
Oh, okay. So obviously it wasn't good. Actually, it's in starting it was very bad. I was very underconfident. I was so confused. I didn't know anything, and I wasn't a part of any club or chapter because I was so scared of giving the interview for that. I was that underconfident in my first semester, but I found really nice friends. My friend circle were very good, and my roommates are very good who encouraged me, and I literally learned a lot from them. So I think that way it helped me. And as you go through, you understand how it works, how VIT works, how jugaad works. So that all that thing. So I learned it from there. And mm, so in for coding, I would say I like my roommates, my friends, they used to do it, hacker rank and all that thing, and I was just sitting there and feeling guilty about not doing anything. Then I started by looking at them that I should do it and all. And then they used to solve a question in 15 minutes, and I used to take 1.5 hours and still wasn't able to do it. And I used to feel like, okay, I'll not be able to get any job, or I can't do this. And you feel very demotivated with that everyone around you is doing in 15 minutes and you are not even able to do it after 2 hours. So, but then I think believing in yourself or like just trying, it helps. Like I used to call my mom and cry a lot that I'll not be able to do anything. You are sending me to VIT, but I'll not get anything. But she used to say that if they are taking 15 minutes, maybe you'll take 3 hours, but just don't give up and just try it. What if after 3 hours, like it will reduce? No, so it started reducing. I used to do first it took 3 hours, then two, then 1.5 hours. So I think that my friends really motivated me. They helped me. They used to sit with me and solve my questions. Used to teach me. So I think I learned from them a lot. Having a good friend circle is very important in college. You learn a lot from them.
Okay, so building up on that, one is I want to ask you that like most people, they're very scared to take that first step. Suppose there's coding, so they're very scared to take that first lecture. They're very scared to dive into the thing because it seems very like a daunting task. So one thing you said is that to have a nice friend circle to motivate you and all. So is there any other means from which people get motivated to take the first step, and after taking the first step they should stick with it as well, not give up in.
Um, yeah, I think there are a lot of online sites. I studied from Geeks for Geeks, and it's the best first step, I think, because they teach you a lot. I think online lectures and online website are the best first step. You can take it. Like they start from very basic. So even I was like that. I started DSA in my fourth year when I got 1 mark in STS coding exam, and I was very like, okay, I have to start it now because I don't have any other option. There's no other. I'll fail STS. I'll not get job. So I started very late. You should start it early. So I think that's how everyone has that one moment. No, you realize that okay, that's done. I have to start it now. So there are a lot of online lectures, websites. So you can start it from there. I think you learn a lot. Just explore. Like when you write a code, you get error. Okay, so rather than seeing a solution, just Google it. Just find out where are you going wrong. Why is the error coming? Exploring why. What is this? Rather than just digging into like I need a solution. I'll see the solution. I need the answer. Rather than exploring why, you learn a lot by doing it on your own. So that's the thing.
Okay, that was very insightful. So I took a few pointers from this as well. So thank you very much, Amisha, for this wonderful interview. I also learned
Thank
a
you,
lot.
Arthur.
Thank you so much.
I hope it will help someone in some way.
Yeah, thank
Because
you.
if I can get it, anyone can get it. I wasn't a topper, 9 pointer, or like very much into coding from starting. Even I started before placement. I did in that 2 months, which we get after third year before placement. So yeah, and there's no like a perfect time to start, or and or just crying about it that you lost all the time. Just start it whenever you're getting it. The
So
opportunity.
any final like short message, just Just one thing that you want your juniors to know.
Yeah, I just want them to know that don't miss any opportunity. Don't wait for anything. Just go for it. Whatever you are getting it, just grab it. Be aware about the opportunities. Check all the mails. It's very important to check mails, checking all the opportunity that VIT is giving, because you will definitely regret if you lose, and then you will say that, oh, he didn't deserve it, but he still got it. I wish I would have filled that form. So I have listened to this a lot in my year from my friends. So just don't miss any opportunity. I will say that, and be confident, and just don't think that, oh, this company is too much for me, I'm not eligible for them. How will you convince them if you think that, okay, I am not good enough for this? Just be confident and believe in yourself.
Okay, so with that, we conclude this episode of The Next Step. And I want to thank Amisha a lot for coming to and talking here with us. So thank you, Amisha.
Thank you.
Done?